Weekly Life Challenge. Stronger, happier, better, together. Hi everybody, welcome to Weekly Life Challenge. In this little episode, I'm going to wrap up week 10 and introduce week 11. So let's start with week 10. The challenge was no internet idling. So this week I challenged myself to, first of all, cut out internet games like Candy Crush, which I did easily, no problem, walked away, and was so glad I did. I don't even understand why I was playing it. I don't have any desire to go back to playing it. That was easy for me. The other thing was to cut out just idling in general. So hopping to different websites, browsing this, browsing that, just kind of spending time, mindless time on the internet. And that part was actually quite challenging. It was interesting to see how many times this week I caught myself at the computer, finishing up a task, and then actively looking for something else to read or research or do on the computer, on the internet. Same with my phone. I would check the weather, let's say, and then, I'd scroll through something and I'd see a headline that would lead me to another headline, which would lead me to another article, and the next thing you know, I'm on Facebook looking at somebody's pictures from their vacation. None of these things are inherently bad. It just wasn't the intention in the moment, and so that was what I was trying to cut out. A couple interesting things this week. First of all, obvious, when I kept my phone away from me when I was home, it was easier to not idle because I had to physically get up to do something. If a thought crossed my mind, I wonder about whatever, if I had my phone in my pocket, I would just grab it out and look it up. But when it was in another part of the room, my laziness overcame my curiosity, and I just let it go. So is that good or bad? I don't know, but it helped me with my challenge to keep the phone away from me. But the other interesting thing I wanted to talk about was that I was able to really be kind to myself through this whole process. So every time I would catch myself in the act of idling, I would just simply say, "Oh, look at that, you're idling," and close whatever I was doing and go on to something that was more important or timely or thoughtful or whatever. I would go on to something else in that moment without any kind of, "Oh, there you go again." Like none of this kind of negative self-talk that I have been known to do in the past, and I think maybe some of you can understand. So that was really good. I feel good about moving forward in that part of my life, in the kindness, the self-kindness, self-compassion. This week I was reminded of a post by Gretchen Rubin. I think it might also be in her book, Better at Home, maybe? I don't know. She talks about two kinds of people, abstainers and moderators. And the moderators are the people who, when they have an intention they want to carry out, they do better when they let themselves indulge sometimes, on occasion. So if I want to stop eating sweets and I'm a moderator, I will do better when I let myself have a treat on Sundays, let's say, or when I'm out with people in a social occasion rather than being strict about it. The other people are abstainers, and these people do better when they make a hard and fast rule. They just stay away from it altogether. So no sugar, never, no sweets, and that's easier for them. I am an abstainer. And so this challenge proved difficult because I didn't say no internet. I said no internet idling. So I was still going to the computer, going to my phone, accessing the internet for some things, but then trying to moderate myself and how much time I was spending there. And that's a very good skill for someone like me who's an abstainer because it's not natural. It's easier for me to just say, "No, I'm not doing this at all," and then walk away. So I think I've made good progress this week, and I'm going to definitely continue to watch and monitor how much I'm using the computer and the internet because there's so many other things that I can be doing with my time. And that leads me actually to week 11. So this week I'm calling it play. That's it, with an exclamation mark. So that's why the jazz hands. Play. It's the first full week of summer vacation. The kids are home and the weather is nice and we're free. We're free of most of our obligations. There's still a few swimming lessons and whatnot, but in general, we have time and we have freedom. So I want to use this week to focus on playing. It may seem kind of like a dumb challenge, but it's not in my nature. I'm not a naturally playful person. I'm quite practical and task oriented, and I love it when my kids play because gives me a chance to do something. Usually not something very significant or very long before I'm interrupted, but I can get the dishes washed, or I can write an email or something while they're playing. But this week, instead of trying to squeeze in tasks, I want to find time each day to join in the playing. I'm thinking primarily of playing with the kids, but in general, I want to just embrace kind of an entire spirit of playfulness this week. See how I can just add a little more joviality. Is that a word? It is now. Joviality into my days, and just kind of generally go about business looking for opportunities for fun and creating opportunities for fun and joining in when there's fun being had. This is challenging also because I don't really love the things that kids love. So I'm quite a stick in the mud. I hate Play-Doh and bubbles and balloons, like the things that make childhood in North America childhood. I have reasons for all those, but this week I'm gonna play, and yeah, I'll get my hands sticky with bubbles if that's what we want to do. I tend to be more of a sit on the sidelines and cheer kind of person. I love it when we go out and play soccer or frisbee, but usually what I mean by that is I love it when the boys play frisbee or soccer and I watch them and cheer for them. So this week I'm going to kick the ball, throw the disc, and blow some bubbles. So I'm hoping that this week will be a lot of fun, and also will help me kind of set the tone for the summer to get out of this productivity kind of mode. I still need to do stuff, and I will still do stuff, but looking for opportunities each day to put aside whatever I had in my head that needed to get done and just sit in the moment and enjoy and play. And hopefully I'll become a little more... So hopefully I'll end the summer with... Sometimes I get my tongue tied. And the goal here is not only to make some great memories with my kids, but also to have some more fun in general and just try to become a little more lighthearted. I think those are all good things. And what better time to do it than the beginning of the summer? So that's this week. If you feel like you could use a little more play in your life, I'd love it if you played along with me. And I'm happy to read any comments you want to leave on the blog or the website. The website is weeklylifechallenge.com. And have a really fantastic week. A playful week, a joyful week, a week of fun.